Welcome to The Chatter, your end of the week ear candy for what to eat, drink, see, and do in Richmond, Virginia, right damn now.
The Richmond Experience is independently owned and created by locals, us, for locals, you. From recent openings and the latest trends to time-tested traditions and hidden gems, we're here to help you experience the very best that RVA has to offer.
Hi, I'm Paige, RVAX social media manager. I'm the face you see in front of the scenes on Instagram and TikTok, taking you to all the latest and greatest hotspots around town.
And I'm Kelsey, RVAX managing editor, working behind the scenes on your Wednesday and Thursday newsletters, the Weekly Insider and Weekender, and City Guides.
Hey, Kels.
Hi, Paige. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Just trucking along.
The up and up every time we say hello. It's like, it's fine.
We're just being honest.
It's true. This is about honesty. This podcast, this is our most conversational way we are. That's the point. But I feel you on that too, because even like speaking of like realness, as we're reading through our whole like intro and everything, there are so many parts of it where I'm like, oh yeah, I need to like update this note for it. So like, look, we're distracted. Okay. We're just being upfront.
Like as I was like making my way to the office, like I got distracted like 5 times.
Yeah.
Just the house things, like it's like never ending. I have family coming into town this week actually, and I still have no furniture. I think we're all going to just sit crisscross applesauce, hold hands, stare at each other.
Enjoy the AC.
No tables to sit at or to eat at. But you know what? Everything's going to be fine.
It's fine. You and I, even before we started recording, that was another thing, another ping from me. Speaking of other things that are distracting me, is I have to figure out how to put the do not disturb on my text messages. But other things that I was thinking were distracting me before we got started were like, we talk for like 20 minutes before we even get on this call. And it doesn't occur to me that it's been 20 minutes until I'm like, oh, the reason we were hopping on to record is to talk into, the speakers for this podcast. We're losing it over here, people. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we're both doing great. So what are we talking about up at the top? Paige, I see all your notes about cutie things that you did over the weekend. Let's hear about all of this.
All right. I like have a whole list of things.
We want to hear it.
Like almost like the things we're loving. If you are an insider, we do a roundup of things that we're loving either at the beginning of the month or at the end of the month. And so this is kind of what I feel right now. I'm really, really obsessed with cucumber lime Gatorade.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. I feel like I saw you post about this recently and I was intrigued. I don't think I had seen this. And this isn't like your own concoction. This is something on the shelf.
It's good old Gatorade. It's not RVA at all.
Wow. Delish. Okay. Noted.
I've just been needing more hydration with the heat and electrolytes. And so I was just like, I'm going to get some Gatorade.
Right. Do something else.
But yeah, the cucumber lime, if you add a little tequila in there, I'm sure it tastes like a delicious margarita.
Oh my gosh, you're sure? Or you're literally trying that right now, Paige?
No, I'm not. But I may have wine after this.
Yeah.
But I just had to share my obsession because I cannot get enough. That's so delicious.
Good to know. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we're adding that to the top of our list. I also, by the way, just a little like side note about things we're way loving this month. When we talk about that in the Insider, that's like one of my favorite little series that we do because it's like, I'm sure everybody can relate to this, or lots of people can. When you're scrolling around on Instagram and you see different people with their like it to know it kind of thing, that's sort of like where that came from. And it's just our Richmond version of it, but I'm obsessed with it. I love it every month. And we're the ones that put it together and I still love it.
I know, and there will probably be a little bit of overlap, but
you hear it in your ears this way, you read it in the Insider some other time. Like, we're covering all your bases for you.
We get it all.
Okay, so the Gatorade top. Now, what else?
Okay, she is a local artist, Ida Prince. So she is a local artist and she printed me Charlie.
Your baby, the kitty to the stars.
I can't even believe how real this looks.
It really does. It looks very looks like photo.
I know. So that's what you do. You send her a photo, but this is like a little 8x8 canvas that she did.
Okay.
But so talented. I was super impressed. And so yeah, I will check her out. It's INA_IDA_studio. Her
Okay.
name is Emily. She also does some abstract work, but you can commission her for a pet portrait. And honestly, I stare at it and it makes me smile. So
I know, it's just a nice thing to like brighten your day. And hot tip for those of you who are some of our insiders, or if you were thinking about like signing up, we actually are doing a giveaway with her later in the month. So like if you want to commission something, of course, definitely do that. If you want to win something, try to sign up with Richmond Experience and look out for that giveaway later in the month.
yeah, because you definitely want one. I know a lot of people are dog people. I'm a cat person, but I
Hey,
mean, you do you,
listen,
paint your dog.
everybody brings something to the table. I have one of each in my own home, like, and my cat Fuzz has been with me since graduation from college. I mean, he's my ride or die. And then my dog, she's, a recent addition to our family in the last couple of years. I mean, she's also delightful, but I get the cat thing. I'm with you on the cat.
I didn't know you had a cat.
That's, he's very slinky all over the place. He's not, like a cat. He's not really in the forefront of my
Yeah.
life because he wants to be put away as much as possible too.
Okay.
Fuzz. His name is Fuzz.
Yes, I love that. I
I
love
know.
that name.
He's super cute. He's like a little gray cat. He's getting up there too. He's got to be like, I got him in 2020, 11, 12.
Okay. Yeah.
He's like,
Wow.
yeah, I think he is technically considered a senior cat,
Oh,
which is,
yeah.
I'm sorry to bring the vibe down, but a bummer for me for sure.
They grow old. I mean, they're
Listen,
cute.
it's the circle of life. How old is Charlie?
Oh, honestly, I don't even know. I got him in 2015 and he was 6 months. So, I
Okay.
mean, he's getting there.
Listen.
But I mean, I don't have him full time.
Right.
It breaks my heart. I
He's
really
a shared
want
cat.
him full time, but we'll get a cat eventually. But
Yeah.
I do share him with my ex. So,
Well, so that was going to be my follow-up question too, Paige. And I was wondering this when I saw you posting about him over the weekend or whenever you had him most recently is it in your future that you might be getting your very own cat, or could you not while Charlie's around, you couldn't diss him that way?
I mean, I think he'd just have a brother or sister. I'm looking for a polydactyl. I want the
Oh,
extra toeses,
well,
all the
sure. Oh, yeah, 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 for all the extra beans.
oh, just gives me so much joy.
Speaking
So,
of things you're way loving, toe beans.
Toby, so if you see a polydactyl around, just DM me and I will probably go pick it up.
Yeah, yeah. Think of Paige for all of your what's the word?
They're polydactyl.
Polydactyl. Think of Paige for all your polydactyl cat needs.
Yeah, all the toe beans.
Okay,
Oh my gosh,
interesting.
I'm so obsessed. I
Oh
like
my gosh.
find like TikToks on them and I just watch.
They're too cute. They really are. They're so sweet and they're so little soft, like little pads too. They're the best. I relate to you on that for sure, Paige.
Oh, just
Okay, so we're getting pictures of our pets commissioned, of our pets commissioned, painted, and all of that. What else are we loving this week, Paige, that you wanted to talk about?
well, I went to the 804 market. This was the one by Common House in Quirk. And so I stopped in there. I added to my Freak Flag collection.
Oh, what did you get?
So I already have Maymont. It's behind me. I don't think you
Oh,
can see it. And
the
then
Meet Me at Maymont.
Maymont, we already had that one. And then
Oh,
we got Keep Richmond Freaky. And then we got Home on the James.
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There are so many good ones to choose from. I DM'd her. I'm spacing on the owner's name over there, but we are a big fan. Sarah. Okay, Sarah. I had DM'd her maybe a couple of summers ago at this point when I saw that she was putting out new Churchill ones like
Yeah.
at one of her upcoming markets because when we were still out in Churchill, my husband had been trying to like flag one down and we weren't able to get our hands on it. And when I saw that she had put more into her stash, I like sent her a DM. I was like, where and when can I pick this up? I will send you the money immediately, please. She has got the best stuff over there.
She does. It's so cute. I have been trying to eye a Scott's Edition one.
Hmm.
So when I ran into her, I asked, I was like, have you ever done Scott's? And she has, but it's like been a long time.
Yeah.
So hopefully she'll bring it out because I'd love to add that. I think we're going to put them like in the office, like behind
Yeah.
somewhere. But loving all the Richmond art. So love that. I also got a new Maven Theory scent, the Palm Springs.
Oh,
So lovely.
so good. For
And
sure.
then next to Common House, I'm gonna say this wrong, but in Theos, the shop,
And
the suite,
Theos.
Super cute. They every week she posts the hours on stories. So she kind of just pops up as she can.
Oh,
Um
okay, I love this.
yeah, so I mean it's not a shop that's open, like daily 9 to 5. So you kind of have to pay attention. But when you go in, she has just a really cute boutique. I grabbed this shirt. It's a matching set,
Oh
but
my
you
gosh.
have grapes, there's olives, there's wine, there's martinis, it's the cheese. It's like all my favorite thing. And I got a matching skirt. Oh, I
Oh,
can't wait to wear it.
it looks so summery. I was gonna say something when we started, but then I was like, let Paige get a word in edgewise. But it's so cute. I'm glad that this is part of all up here at the top.
Yeah, and we got that. I got some baggy slacks that were on sale, half off. It was tax-free weekend, so I was just
Right.
vibing. Got a
Oh
new
yeah.
little dress. Yeah, I'm ready. I went like back to school shopping.
Oh, okay, yeah, as you should, because I hate to say this, I made a joke like this, I think in one of our last insiders, where I was like, I'll keep my voice down, but it's almost back to school. So, like, that's amazing that you were able to stock up. I got to get some of this stuff on my list too. Then.
Yeah, so cute. Definitely recommend stopping by. She also, I think, posts some stuff on Instagram. She might have an online shop as well. So, let me look up the handle so I
I
can
was
give
going to
that.
say we were just in our 20-minute discussion before our recorded discussion. I think that I was looking it up too. Of course, my phone is resetting now, but I think she definitely does have an online shop, which looks very
Yes.
cutely laid out. And then the Instagram handle is what you're pulling up.
Yep, it's Shop and Theos. So
Okay.
SHOPENTHEOS.
Okay, and amazing. And we can put that too in the show notes, for just in case we're mispronouncing it. Maybe there's a third pronunciation we didn't even realize, Paige. We'll have it in writing so people know what to refer to.
True. But those are like all my favorite things right
Oh my gosh, that was a good roundup. I was going to say, like, do I even have anything to contribute or is that good enough? I will say, something I did over the weekend though that I was thinking people might like to hear about. We've gotten people like readers, especially who are like, hey, like we love all of these like travel guides that you guys put out. And a lot of people love to know what's good to do in like Charlottesville or the Crozet, Afton areas. Over the weekend, I actually went to Brewing Tree, which
now.
from
Ooh,
what I
I've
understand
been
is
there.
from the same people. Is it Star Hill? Do you know that
Oh,
started it, Paige?
I don't know about that. It's just off of Nelson 151 though, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's like this little it looks unassuming. So you come in, it's got like a little food ordering spot up
Mhm.
front. You can get your drinks up front too. They've got live music. I feel like most of the time they definitely did while we were there. But the hot tip for parents or people who just want to spread out even further, if you go over to like in front of the stage where the musicians are playing and just walk down this path, they've got something all like carved out for people to walk down, and then there's this huge spread of like grassy area, yard games. There's like a creek down that way that when we were there was literally not even deeper than like ankle deep. So it was perfectly, manageable when you've got little kids with you in your group. It was a nice time. I had never been there before and I went with my family and I was thinking like people, it was only like an hour, maybe hour 20, hour 30. It's
So
like
now
a hike, but if you're in it for like a road trip, yeah, it's
because
not too bad.
anywhere around like like it's not far from Veritas, so
Right.
you can make a whole trip out of that.
I was
Um,
gonna say too, it's like it's in the Afton area
yeah,
technically, and isn't Afton Winery or something like that supposed to be isn't that one of your favorites, I thought, Paige?
I love Afton. I love Veritas. I love
Okay.
Valley Road right there. I like Blue Mountain Brewery. If I'm
Okay.
gonna
Oh
go
yeah,
there,
that's right near there too.
yeah, that's my fave. I just really love their pizza.
Oh, okay,
And
fantastic.
Devil's Backbone is right down the road. Same
Oh
with
yeah.
Bull Rock.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch like right over there. So you really could make a day of it. So
Oh
don't
yeah,
be deterred by like the longer road trip part of it. I mean, you can do all kinds of things when you get out that way.
yeah. I usually stay off of Nelson 151 when I go to Charlottesville because
Yeah,
there's
okay.
just so many in one little spot, so it's
Yeah.
great to
Okay,
walk down.
fantastic. I mean, that was also, I'm just like saying this on the fly, but when you got going on the things you were loving, Paige, I was like, well, I have to contribute. People need to know about Brewing Tree.
Absolutely,
And, I have to verify because I thought
it
one of
is
my family
Star
members,
Hill.
okay, I was going to say, somebody was telling me while we were there, like, I think this is from the same people who brought us Star Hill.
Yeah, Mark Thompson. He founded Star Hill Brewery in 1999.
Fantastic. Well, wonderful. I mean, that's enough of a, recommendation on its own. It's from the same people who brought us something else wonderful. Fantastic.
All
All
right,
right,
well, I'm going to get us into
let's
the
do it.
meat of the segment. So, what to eat, drink, see, and do in RVA this week. And I am starting with the eat this week, but it kind of goes hand in hand in what you should be doing. So keep that in mind when we get to the bottom.
Okay, you're gonna bookmark your or bookend it for us on either side.
But you should be eating pretty much anything at the Lily Pad. So the Lily Pad is a waterfront restaurant right near the Osborne Boat Landing. So check them out for a massive patio with gorgeous views and casual fare ranging from brick oven pizza to burger baskets to seafood and beyond. But this is a little hidden gem. It's in Henrico and it overlooks the Kingsland Ranch Marina. And so they have some of the best sunsets in Richmond.
Oh,
Yes, I love it there. So I went with friends a few weekends ago. And then I literally went this past weekend. So it's the perfect spot to listen to some music. They usually have live music. They have an amazing tuna sandwich that I always get. They have some frozen drinks, which is fun. And then, of course, you got to stay for the sunset. But again, my family's in town and I have plans to go again.
right.
So I'm
So
like
you're
3 for 3 on the weekends.
right. You're a lily pad girly officially for like the rest of the summer, basically, it sounds like.
It is such a great summer spot. They are only outdoors. So, like, it is an outdoor area. They have tents, like covered tent area and umbrellas. But I mean, it's an outdoor establishment. So it's really cool if you've
Yes.
never
Right, so you gotta enjoy it in these, like, summer months for sure. Now, do they do now I know that you're saying they're an outdoor establishment, so obviously when we get into the thick of winter and stuff, they're not gonna be happening, but do they go into, like,
They
cooler
do.
months? Okay.
Yeah, they do. They have heaters.
Okay,
They
that's what I
do.
was thinking. I thought I had remember pictures of them, and maybe we have, like, featured them in some sort of roundup where it's like, this is a nice outdoor place that, takes you into fall at least, but you're not gonna be out there in the snow or anything, but
Right.
good to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic. Okay, the tuna sandwich is the particular thing that we're keeping our eyes on. Can you tell us, too, Paige, what was all involved in this tuna sandwich? Obviously, tuna.
So yeah, I like to get the ahi tuna. I eat it rare. Some people DM and they're like, "Oh my gosh, they didn't even cook it." The
Oh my
only
god,
way you
Paige,
eat
it would not be me DMing you that. This is the best way. Seared is my personal preference.
that's like the only way I eat
I
tuna.
know
Like
it's so good.
it's so good.
Now,
So
listen, you
I
got to
get
be careful, but I mean, delicious.
I think it comes with lettuce and onion, maybe tomato. I don't know.
Okay.
Something like that. I get extra tartar sauce.
Oh, yeah. I would do that too.
Yeah, so good. And yeah, they come with like it comes with a side. I usually just do a side salad.
Yeah.
I need a vegetable in my life every
Sure.
now and then.
Something crisp to cut the tartar.
But I always do steamed shrimp as well. And then I've never gotten one of their pizzas, but my friends like swear by it.
Oh,
So I heard they have a brick oven pizza oven, so I'm sure they're delicious. I just always go towards that tuna sandwich.
I feel like I would be the same way. Now, I haven't officially been over to the Lily Pad, but it's always on my list of things where it's like stuff I have not gotten to that needs to be taken care of immediately.
Okay, well, a pro tip then is they do get busy, and they're like the wait times can be up to like 2 hours,
Yeah,
and
it's not something that you're casually stopping by.
yeah, and they have like an area where you can eat, drink, order appetizers, which is really nice. But my pro tip is go right when they open at noon.
Okay, this is good information because my anniversary is coming up 9 years with my dear husband Matt, and I was trying to think of what would be like a cute little like summer thing that we could do, and Lily Pad always comes to mind because we haven't been over there. I maybe have stayed away because I feel like it'd be kind of trickier with kids. Like they wouldn't want to sit down, they'd want to be near the water. It would be an event. But I
Yeah,
was thinking if mom and dad can get a little like lunchtime to themselves, maybe Lily Pad is the move.
definitely. I can see you sipping some crispy beers on the water.
Enjoy my life. The
Yeah,
children are napping with the sitter. No one
there
is
you
worried.
go. There you go.
Okay. I'm putting a red underline on my list page.
All right, well, take us into drink.
Okay, let's go into drink then. Now, for my drink, we're doing lots and lots of delicious things at the JamPacked Craft Beer and Music Festival happening on Browns Island this Saturday, August 10th from 3:30 to 11 p.m. I love this festival. If you have been listening to us from the first episode, we covered the general festival scene in Richmond at one point in our first few episodes, and I touched on JamPacked, but we didn't, talk much about it. So now I'm reserving space for that in particular this week because it's one of my favorites. This year, there's music from, I believe it's Green Sky Bluegrass, and 4 other bands or musicians are playing with them as well. They're headlining, and then we've got a whole lineup of people leading up to them. There's also food from Jack Brown's, another of my favorites.
Really?
I know, when I saw that, I was like, hold on a minute. Jack Brown's coming in with some food, along with Fries in Disguise, another one of my favorites that I actually was introduced to at JamPacked in the past. And then there are 7 other food truck situations set up over there as well. And then there's going to be beer from 25 plus local breweries to Richmond, local breweries to Virginia, and then some even that are breweries that are local to different cities just outside of our area. It's all like a small brewery vibe, but it's tons and tons. So I went last year. I was introduced to 1,000 Zombies from Benchtop Brewing Co., which was very delicious. But one that I was introduced to that I literally has become one of my favorite beers that I will stock up on anytime I see it now is Volcano Sauce from Aslan Beer Co., which, like I said, to this day, I stock up on.
What is it?
It's a sour ale brewed with blackberries, blueberries, milk sugar, and vanilla. It's so good, so delicious. I'm very into sours, especially this time of year. They're so drinkable.
I love a sour. It just gives me heartburn that radiates down my kneecaps.
Right. Oh God, not the kneecaps.
I suffer from such bad heartburn, and surprisingly, sour beer, it's my kryptonite.
Okay, well, gosh, Paige, I mean, listen, I highly recommend this, but maybe just one for you.
Sip, literally.
Okay, I'll give you a sip of mine the next time. There you go. But it is so delicious. And since then, that was my first introduction to from Aslan. They're a Northern Virginia brewery, but every other beer I've had from them, top notch, so good. Volcano Sauce, though, is absolutely one of my favorites from that festival and just beyond. It's one of my top favorite beers at this point. So for tickets, information on the event, sponsors, or more details in general, you can visit jampackedfest.com or follow them at JamPacked Festival on Instagram. I made a little note for myself too. Speaking of keeping my voice down before, as this episode is dropping, we're only going to have 6 more weeks of summer left. So I thought this was especially something you got to get in there, do all of these summery, fantastic festivals that were offered this time of year. JamPacked is high up there for me. Have you been to this one, Paige?
I have not, but while we're on the subject, this isn't official, but the Carytown Watermelon Festival is on Sunday as well.
Oh my gosh, it's festival season.
Yeah, so it is festival season. So hit JamPacked on Saturday and then go hit the Carytown Watermelon Festival on Sunday.
Right. And that's a perfect balance too, because obviously you're getting a lot of beer at this JamPacked one. You need to go hydrate yourself again. So end the weekend at Carytown Watermelon Festival. That's the perfect pairing, in my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, I should probably take the family to that, but that's when we're doing the boat. Maybe we'll do that in the evening. I don't know. I don't even know what time it goes till. So I'll have to
mix it in some way. There are options, certainly. Yeah. Oh man, they're the best. I love it. It's so fun. I love that one so much, and I can't say it enough. They have the best beer offerings. You'll get inside scoops from what people are going to be putting out at the rest of the summer into the fall and stuff. And then for these breweries, maybe you don't go to that often. If they're up in Northern Virginia or elsewhere, you get to taste some of the stuff that they're bringing to town too. It's the best.
Are you gonna go?
I'm talking a big game about it, but what do we have? There was some reason this weekend, actually, maybe this is the weekend where I'm open and we're able to, we might try to hit it up again. Unless there was some reason why I thought we weren't going to be able to make it this year, but maybe I had my dates mixed up and I'm actually in the clear.
All right. Well,
maybe I am, Paige. Maybe you will see me there if you go. If the listeners go, wave if you see me.
Yes, do it.
And tell me where the Volcano Sauce is so that I don't even have to look. Fantastic. Okay. Well, you know what? It's me too for C. I'll take us on to C then. Now, for C this week, I am saying you should go see the Black History Museum and Cultural Center of Virginia, which is in the news this week. Richmond Times-Dispatch reported on this. From what I saw, the U.S. National Park Service was awarded awarded the Black History Museum and Cultural Center of Virginia with the designation in the African American Civil Rights Network, a collection of places and programs that tell the stories of the civil rights movement. This is the second site in Virginia to be given this designation, so this is huge. And the only other one is the Contrabands and Freedmen Cemetery and Memorial in Alexandria. So this is like yet another great advertisement for the wonderful, beautiful museums we have in the city, this being one of the top ones to visit. You can go over there and see all of their regular exhibitions, or they've got some that are rotating. And one that stood out to me, which actually is closing August 17th, is what I have in my notes, is Back to the Rock: From Enslavement to Empowerment. This new exhibition delves into the history of two Powhatan, Virginia schools. Exploring the transformation journey from enslavement to empowerment. Back to the Rock illustrates the resilience and strength of African Americans throughout history. That's just sort of like the blurb. You can get all of this information from blackhistorymuseum.org to find out about that exhibition. There are a few others that are currently available right now. And I think all of the three that I saw listed, I think end August 17th. This one definitely does. So you've got only a few more days, like a week or so, like when you hear this episode, to go check this one out. But I thought this being in the news recently, never a greater time to go and patronize our beautiful museums in this city that we're so lucky to have. And especially since this one is, making the hot topic rounds in the paper. It's a great time for it. They've got great exhibits. I think you should go do that. Keep yourself cool. That's like,
I was gonna say, it's going to visit museums in the heat of summer is one of the best things.
I think so too, especially like we're in the thick of it too in August right now, where you're kind of like petering out, as I had sort of mentioned in our last episode, where it's like you're at that point in the summer where it's like, listen, I've done a lot of fun things. I've been out and about. What am I going to do to keep myself cool, keep myself going for the rest of the summer? Seeing our museums is such a great option because we have so many, and there are so many too that it's like I haven't even gotten to yet. This is another perfect example of one where it's like maybe not one you hear about as often, but you should know about it. And it's great because you're getting history information and then also getting to see all these like beautiful parts of the museum itself. So highly recommend from me, this museum, any museum, go to the museums. Here's your reminder, my C this week.
Love it. All right. Well, and that leads us to do. So like I said, the Lilly pad kind of goes hand in hand with this. But this past weekend, we went and we surfed the James with Safe Surf RVA. So I highly suggest this is something that you do this summer. They are a new local business, and this is only their first season. So they pick you and your crew up, so up to 6 people at Osborne Boat Landing, right next to the Lily pad. And you can do 2 4 8-hour sessions, but we did the 4-hour sessions from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that was like the perfect timing because when we went out, it wasn't super hot. And then by the end, like we were in the water shredding some waves, and then we wrapped up and had lunch at the Lily pad. So it was like perfect.
You were living your Blue Crush life, Paige.
I did. I did the wave thing where you touch the wave. Oh my God. Holly got so many good pictures of me. If you saw the Instagram stories, I definitely was living.
You were Kate Bosworth.
Oh my gosh. That's like a dream.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But we had so much fun. We booked it again this weekend.
There you go. I mean, a resounding recommendation right there. Fantastic.
I mean, that was probably the most fun I have ever had out on the James. Tubing, and we've done a bunch of things, which very lucky to have experienced, but this was by far my favorite. David is the owner and instructor. He's very patient, kind, super encouraging. His goal is to get you standing on a wave by the end. This time I held on the whole time, but my goal this weekend is to let go and to be able to surf without holding on.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's the idea is that's kind of like your training sort of session. And the idea though is to eventually just be doing it freehand.
Yes, because
literally
you wipe out a lot. You wipe out probably 6 to 7 times before you even get up. And then I got up for a long time. My quads were on fire.
Yeah. I can understand that for sure.
Yeah, but it was a blast. Holly and I just kept raving about it. And we were like, oh my gosh, let's book it when my family's in town. I can see my sisters doing it, maybe my mom trying it. I don't know if my dad will try it, but he'll be on a boat and he'll
Yeah,
be
he'll be
like,
there for the vibe.
fine,
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so this is all very interesting too, because you had mentioned, so you get like, your footing and everything. Do
Yeah.
they, before you set out there, is there a whole like, I'm just thinking back to my surfing experience we sort of touched on last time, because they would have you like test out the board and stuff before you're actually like getting in the water. Do they do anything like that?
So they bring, I think for us, they brought like 4 or 5 different boards. And
Okay.
so you kind of graduate. Everybody starts on this one board. And then as you get more comfortable, they graduate you to another board. And so the goal is to be on the specific, it's very specific. It's for wake surfing. I mean, it's like $1,000 board. It's
Yeah.
full. And so you just hop on the boat. The boat does take a little bit to prep. There are these inflatable balloons in the back that inflate with the water to
Oh,
make the boat heavy in the back to create the waves. And
okay.
so while that's happening, he's kind of teaching you the ropes. Here's how you're going to stand. Here's how you're going to get in the water. Here's the goal. It's very instructive, but
Yeah, it
also
sounds
very
hands-on.
fun. And then
Okay.
you take like 6 or 7 turns trying to get up, and then you like have somebody else go, because it is like exhausting. You don't want
Yeah.
to exhaust yourself and then not even be able to do it the rest of the time. We had such an amazing time. But they provide everything. All you need to bring is sunscreen, snacks, and water, and then let Safe Surf take you on an awesome adventure. But if you want to learn more about this and book your session, you just go to safesurfrva.com, but highly recommend.
I mean, done and done, especially as you're saying, like you have all these different experiences on the James yourself page, and you're saying this is like the top of the top.
It
Great.
definitely was.
Fantastic.
Yeah, had a blast. I can't wait to go back this weekend.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's so exciting. I'm so happy for you having your Blue Crush moment.
Yeah, me too.
Congratulations, Paige.
But anyway,
You're a surfer girl.
a reel is coming out this week, so by the time this drops, there will be a reel with even more information. So
Fantastic. Okay, excellent. Well, thank you for that rec page. Everybody, I'm sure we'll go check that out. And, I hope people tag us in it so that we can see everybody else's experiences too.
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
That's a wrap. So thanks for listening, Richmond. And by the way, there's more where that came from. Joining the Richmond Experience as a member is the best way to stay in the know about what's going on in RVA.
Not to worry, we refuse to sell your info or bombard you with ads, but we do charge a small annual membership fee of $39 a year to fund our team so we can keep doing this awesome work. Plus, a portion of each annual membership purchase for the Richmond Experience goes to rotating nonprofits each month. That's like $1 per week to get an all-access pass to the best of RVA and lift up local orgs. It's a really, really good deal, friends. And listen, what are friends for anyway? Use code CHATTER to get $10 off your first year subscription.
Give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at The Richmond Experience. And if you enjoyed this episode, send to your buds and rate, review, and subscribe.
And if you want to keep up with each of us, you can find me at Kelsey Hines is Typing on Instagram.
And me, Sips and Trips with Paige on Instagram.
Chat with you next week, RVA.